Hey guys, day 46 of learning OpenGL to make my game engine. Today I didn't have too much time to really code or anything. However, I had time to review, constantly thinking, constantly doing, and making sure I remember all of this stuff. So just for an example, I'm basically going to explain right here the view frustum. So imagine right here, you're at this point. This is your character at the origin, right? Correct? This is where you're looking through. And as you see, you have perception and what actually gets translated from light to you. And relative to that light, we end up looking at the actual screen. So the screen would be relative to right here, which is the near plane, and the far plane is the max thing that we can actually see. You also have these side planes of left, right, up, down plane to basically cut off any vertices that you're not actually looking at so you don't end up rendering them. So it doesn't take up computational time and you don't render a whole bunch of stuff for no reason. So as you can see right here, we can have this little vertex right here ends up pointing and projecting to the monitor. You can basically calculate this using the idea of having a point and having the ratio of a triangle. So since a triangle's ratio, just say for instance, imagine it being 2 over 2, it's the same thing as 4 over 4. And by allowing that to equal, you end up finding the distance and the relationship and how they scale in terms of each other. And if you end up writing out everything, do the scaling, figuring out that 1 over d, basically the scale is 1 since the actual close plane is height can only be 1 and -1. You cap it, so you say 1 over d to get this scale. And using the idea of some triangles, you end up getting tangent, and we do theta divided by 2 due to the FOV. So you end up going back over here using these points and that idea of the common ratio of triangles. I forgot the specific name, just call it the common ratio. Doing yp over d, basically saying this point relative to this plane over d ends up equaling this actual value right here where this vertex is located. And we can see over here y over z, where this is the z coordinate and this is a y coordinate provided. So you end up doing this mathematics, move over the d, multiply, and then you get y over z times tangent theta over 2, and this is how you end up getting that projection and how it scales and ends up getting bigger and bigger as it gets closer to screen and smaller as it goes outwards. And this is purely just accounting for how scaling looks and projection. You actually have to handle what actually ends up getting rendered by the near and far plane. But yeah, that was basically it.